Let's see. Okay. And let's unmute. Okay.
Charles?
Yes. Hello.
Charles, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can't see.
Can you see me?
Cannot see you yet.
Huh?
Cannot see you. I can hear you. Cannot see you. See,
I can't see you either. Should I be able to?
Well, you should be able to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's why. Sorry, I had my camera on mute.
Sue somebody.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I can't see me.
Okay, cannot hear you. You're on mute. You need to unmute your phone, your speaker. Okay. Unmute.
Okay.
And Ken needs to okay.
There we go. Okay now?
And we still can't
Charles?
see Rick. Rick can't see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Good
We're
deal.
not all here yet.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah.
I can see you, and I'm seeing myself.
Yeah. You should be able to see other people too.
I
Davis, you're on mute right now.
I can see a bunch of other people.
Harry Davis, your microphone is on mute. You're muted. There you go. Okay. Okay, we got to admit all. Let's see, we got some more. Joan. Okay. Everybody unmute their microphones. Turn on your video.
Hello.
Microphone is muted and video is turned off. Let's see, Joan. Stanley, the microphone is muted.
Stanley too.
Okay, Stanley, you're okay? Joyce, cannot see you or hear you. Let's see, you're gonna Joyce, look in the bottom left-hand corner. of your screen, and there'll probably be a place for you to unmute your microphone. There you go. Let's see, is that it? No. John, your video is turned off. Turn your video on. What was that?
Door hitting stuff. We are turned on.
Joyce, we still can't see you. There. Oops. Hopping around, Joyce. Joyce, can you hear me? There you go.
Oh, there
I
she
see you
is.
now.
Hey, Joyce.
Hey.
Hello. Still waiting on some other people. We got 10. We should have two more people.
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
Great.
We are. There's one in the waiting room. Bill Camp's there coming on. Bill, you're muted. Let's see.
Now unmuted. We might get video in a moment.
You start your video, Bill. There you go. Okay. We'll keep waiting here, maybe get a few more. Peggy McKinney's not going to make it. Her sister fell and broke her kneecap. So she had some surgery yesterday, so she went down to be with her in Wilmington. Right at 6 o'clock, so.
Hey, Charles, you get that generator?
I'm getting it in about 3 weeks.
Excellent. That's the best insurance against another storm.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like buying an insurance policy, I figure, you know.
Hopefully you won't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have storms here, and we're an aging community, infrastructure-wise, and we've had some transformer failures and things like that. So I figure, you know, I just don't want to live without electricity. Better to have it than not. Well, I don't see anybody else joining. We might have somebody else join. So what's going on? I'll just give you a little update here. We had a big power failure back in February. Texas is one of the few states that is not, well, we're interconnected with the United States power grid, but only through a direct current tie. We don't have an AC tie to the rest of the country. So, and we do that because we don't want to be subject to regulations by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. So that's just a decision that the powers that be had made many, many years ago. So when our power grid fails, we're kind of left stranded. And that's what happened in February. Apparently, a lot of the maintenance that was needed to be, not the maintenance, but we were advised about 10 years ago when we had a power failure that we needed to do certain things during the wintertime to make sure that our power plants ran if we had cold weather, and they didn't never do that. And also we switched to our energy grid is managed through an organization called the Electric Reliability Council of Texas. And turns out, we found out later that every one of those members are from out of state. They don't even live here. And they have, over time, instead of, a lot of our power generation is from coal and through nuclear. And they've been adding wind power. Out in West Texas, we have a lot of wind. And so wind made some sense. We got George, a couple more coming on here. It made a lot of sense to build wind turbines. And if you drive through West Texas, there's a lot of windmills out there. Turns out like 25% of our power grid is through wind turbines. We're the leading state in the nation for wind power. Margaret, you're muted, and you stopped your videos. And I don't know who this is. It's somebody who's an iPad. I don't know who it is.
Is anything better?
It was just with the iPad here. There you go. Oh, that's Bill.
Yeah, Vernax, yeah.
Okay. So we had this bad weather come through, and the windmill stopped turning because
You're
the
frozen.
owners didn't buy the expensive grease to lubricate the wind turbines, so they froze up. And a lot of the pumps and what have you that were supposed to run also froze for various power plants. So we ended up
Catastrophic.
with a shortage of electricity. So they started doing what they called a rolling blackout. So it was supposed to be like an hour off, an hour on. We had like 6 hours off and maybe 2 hours on for like 2 days. It was sub-freezing weather, and nothing would work. You didn't have a telephone, you didn't have internet, you didn't have TV. You were so reliant upon electricity and the internet these days. So it was pretty bad. So I think they had about 70 some odd people died because of hypothermia, various causes related to the weather. So now they're all trying to figure out what to do to fix all that. So I went ahead and made plans to buy a pump generator. So I'll always have electricity. We will going forward. So that's kind of my story right now. And of course, the weather's good right now. We had a lot of rain. We're having a lot of rain here, and it's going to be moving east. Richard, Rick, you're coming on off. There you go. You keep playing with everything there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to see.
Early.
I'm trying to see everybody at one time, Charles.
Go into gallery view. Go to the upper right-hand corner and look for view. And it will probably give you an option to go to gallery view.
We don't have that. We got more.
Okay. So say speaker view, gallery view, immersive screen. You want to
The
go
upper right-hand corner
that will
gives
give
me,
you everybody.
says lead,
Okay. Huh?
and in the center it says Zoom.
Well, do you not have an option on view where it says gallery view? Look for that.
I do not.
Don't see it either. We don't have it yet.
It'll be there somewhere. Look around for it. But right now, whoever's talking probably is going to be on the screen. Does anybody have to leave early? If you do,
Yeah, Charles, I got to leave after about 45 minutes.
Okay, let's go and let you hop on then. Bill, what's going on with you?
Boy, things are just kind of continuing the way they always have been out here. It's 59 degrees today. It was 59 2 weeks ago. It's going to be 59 2 weeks from now. It's kind of the only variant is whether we get 2 hours or 3 hours of partial sunshine during the noontime.
Where is that, Bill?
This is California on the Monterey Peninsula in a town called Pacific Grove. Finest city shoreline in the state of California. Really neat place. We just didn't get our spring weather, which is a few days of really glorious, nice warm temperatures and sunshine. We are kind of in our summer regime, which is cloudy in the morning, cloudy in the afternoon, and a little bit of sunshine around lunchtime on the good days. But we have passed our rainy season. It'll be basically dry between now and the fall, and just enjoying things. It's really interesting to see the tourists coming back into town in large numbers nowadays on the weekends. It used to be all week long before a lot of the mandates were lifted. But California on the COVID front is doing quite well, and our county is doing quite well. So life is good. Carol and I are vaccinated. I'll tell you, that's a feeling of some relaxation after you've been about 2 weeks out from the second shot and think, okay, I'm not as worried as I was.
Right.
And walking the dog. And Cheryl's doing some paintings that are really, really cool series of portraits of some of the current figures of a lot of the social justice movement that we've got going on.
Bill, next time, how about you showing some of Cheryl's paintings?
I could do that, yeah.
I would really like that.
Yeah.
I would too. That'd be great.
We'd love
You
to
know,
see Cheryl too.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, Tip does painting too. She has some nice work that she's done.
You,
Tip.
Dude,
I'm not showing mine.
Well, isn't that one you did right behind you? Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
she does nice work. Yeah.
It's on an old antique window pane
Yeah.
that's about 150
Yeah.
years old.
Cotton, yeah.
Wow.
Cotton
That's
balls.
great. Wow. That's beautiful.
you got some pretty stuff.
Very nice. Okay.
Hey, Charles, can I say something to Biggs? I mean, to Bernanke?
Yeah.
Bill,
Yes.
I really, really want you to call. I really, really want you to call me back.
I thought I did. I will. I will, Rick.
I love that, Bill. It was his voicemail.
Oh, it was pretty funny, actually. Say it like you really mean it. Leave a message. Yeah. Say it like you really mean it, and say it with conviction
Right.
when you leave the message.
Once every 3 months, you can follow up with it.
Charles, Mary Benson is waiting to get in.
Who is? Yeah, she sure is.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Mary Humphrey Benson.
So sometimes I miss that when I'm looking for other things, but yeah, I just let her in, and it's connecting. Ask her to unmute. Let's go over to Margaret, another Californian, and I want to ask you. You went down to Denver for one of those what you call it when you go around and look for
Bird
things.
counts.
What's it called?
Birding?
Yeah. Tell us
I
about
didn't go
that.
to Denver. I went to LA to go birding with my daughter.
Uh-huh.
And when I left, I had 60 birds on my eBird that I had seen. But when I came back 5 days later, I had 120 because she's an expert birder. And so the trick is to go birding with Sarah Bosco. That's the trick. She knows all the birds and points them out, and then I get to, log
Claim
them
them.
in.
Log them in.
So once George and I had our 2 shots, we headed down there to see the grand twins who are 10 years old. And I must say to Bill Camp, who is in California, he's in the wrong part of California because
San Francisco.
in the Bay Area, it's 74 and sunny and gorgeous.
Wow.
So,
yeah. I used to live in San Jose, and the weather was like that there. And as Yogi Berra once said, nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
You know, a lot of the Californians are moving to Texas.
Yeah, I'm hoping a whole bunch of them will move to Texas, so we'll have more room here.
We don't want them here. We're afraid they're going to change our political landscape. Unless they get here and like it and decide they don't want what California has. So, let's see.
Well, California has its good points and bad points. The good points is
Oh,
the
yeah,
fabulous weather.
sure. Yeah, just bring the good points, leave the bad points.
I think I heard Charles talk about a power outage that was rather extraordinary. We haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah.
We've had a few of them in
Everybody's
the
got
Bay
good
Area.
stuff, bad
A
stuff.
few where PG&E turns off the power for fire danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fire prevention.
Fortunately, my husband bought a generator several years back, thinking if we ever had an earthquake, we were going to need a generator. So
Yeah.
when everybody has no power, we still have power from that. And we're doing a lot of things in our town now for fire mitigation in case we have more wildfires, because we are kind of in a drought.
Yeah.
And once it gets
We're always
hot,
in a drought out there in California.
fires. So
Yeah. Mary, the last time you had to leave early, so I wanted to ask, do you have to leave early this time?
Well, not super early, but probably I can be on for an hour or so.
When's the get impatient?
Since we missed you last time, let's go ahead and go to you now and see what's going on with you.
Okay, I can't remember what I would have said last time because I did yesterday, but so my life has changed dramatically because, speaking of California, my son, who's been out there for 20 years, and his wife and 4-year-old just moved back to Virginia Beach and are living with us. So
Very nice.
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of motion in the house that didn't used to be here. In fact,
Yeah.
crazy. But anyway, they were in San Diego and they're gonna start a new life here in Virginia Beach, and we're glad to have them here. And
What are they going to do? What are they going to do in Virginia Beach?
That's a good question. So we're hoping you'll find that out really soon. But it has been fun. I have a funny story, and then I'll stop. And this has nothing to do with me too much. But yesterday, because we have a 4-year-old in the house, he was. I was getting ready to go out and do something with some friends, and he was waiting to eat lunch. And he said, "I want a peanut butter sandwich." And I said, "Well, your dad will fix you one because I'm getting ready to leave." And he said, "Grandmommy, it's bread and peanut butter and jelly." He didn't say it, but how hard can that be? I said, "Your dad will have to fix it because I have to go." And so I was going down the steps and he ran after me. He said, "Wait a minute." And I said, "What?" He said, "Tell your friends I said hi." So it is a lot of fun to have a 4-year-old around because they come up with things when you least expect.
Different perspective, yeah.
Anyway, I'm so glad to see everybody, and I was glad to see you last time too. And Skip and Larry, turn up the lights over there. We can't see. Just kidding.
You need to give your son a break. You need to come see us for a few days and give him a little time off.
Would you like for me to come to see you? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
I would love to come. How long can I stay?
You can stay at the lake as long as you would like to, but we'll come out and get you every minute.
I'm available for as long as you need. Or even if you don't need. If anybody else out there wants the house guest, just give us a buzz.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Anyway, it's great to see everybody, and we're doing really well otherwise. So,
Very nice.
We all want to know why you have to leave early every single time.
because on the East Coast is where you are, it'd be 7 o'clock and I have to go eat dinner. My husband's gonna fix dinner.
No, I know if he fixed it, but will he fix it at 7:30?
Well, I guess he could. Yeah.
She has to leave early because her grandson keeps asking her to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and she doesn't know how to make
He's
one.
actually not here right now, which is why I have a little more freedom to talk about it.
Uh-huh.
It's funny.
Well, how old is the grandson?
Oh, he's 4, but he'll be 5 in June. So
Okay.
he'll be going to school next year, and that'll be good.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
He's my youngest. I have 3 other grandchildren in Richmond, but they're
Oh,
16, 14, and 10.
we have a parrot in the picture.
Margaret's.
Okay.
Mary
Davis? Mary Davis? See the parrot?
That was Venus.
Margaret
My
has.
husband just took her for her flying. He flies her every day up on the ridge above our house.
Really?
You're a
He
kid.
just came in with her, so
Really?
I was out
fortunately,
walking
she
one
didn't say
day.
hello, but she usually does say hi or hello or something.
I was out walking one day and ran into a lady. She had a macaw and a parrot. And she got from someone who rescues these birds. And she was walking them around the neighborhood. I mean, she had one on her shoulder and one was in her hand. And she'd let them go do her business and then fly back. And she'd tell them what to do and they'd do it, you know. It was amazing. I'd never seen that before. They were walking these birds.
I saw some birds be enrolled in and the people are
Mary Davis, get a little closer to your microphone. You kind of break it up.
I'm getting a lot of static,
Yeah, you are.
a lot of background.
There's a lot of background noise. I don't know where it's coming from.
I got a new bird Thursday.
Oh, good.
Oh, did you? Okay.
He came from a rescue place that does parrot big birds. This is the little bird that we got him other passed away in February. So I've only had 2 days.
Oh.
And he's less than a year old, so he had tamed down. But he's pretty.
What kind of bird is he?
But I don't have a name for him yet. So if y'all can come up with a good name for him, Mr. Budgie, that sounds kind of exciting. That's all for the evening. That's your job for the night.
How old is the bird?
Huh?
How old is the bird?
He will be a year old in July.
Did he not come with a name?
Not yet.
He's a year old, he don't have a name?
He doesn't have a name yet, but he came from a rescue and they had. So.
Have you asked him what his name is?
Huh?
Have you asked him what his name is?
I know. What do you want me to call you, pretty boy? But I don't know. I might just call him. I might still call him Bo and just spell it different. Spell it B-E-A-U.
Call him.
I'm saying that.
Call him Buckshot.
Or maybe
Oh, Bill.
I could call him Sunny.
I too.
Got a yellow face. He looks like sunshine. So he might call him Sunny.
Yeah,
Good.
that's a good name.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you're on Facebook, you probably saw this, but Joy Parker, she's always doing something crazy, and she posted the other day that she accidentally reached for the shampoo and got her dog shampooed the other day and washed her hair with a dog shampoo, and she feels like such a good girl. Very funny. Okay, talking of funny, Bill Vernax.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? Hey, is the market house still standing?
Yeah, actually it is. And I think it's going to be,
Repurposed.
Rick, yes. And Joan, help me out. They were going to redesignate it for something, I think, was that the decision that was made?
Yeah, to repurpose it, but they haven't really decided what to repurpose it as. But they're not going to move it.
Right.
or you know, destroy it at this point anyway.
God, I hope not. It's oh boy, it would be an awful mess if it did, if that happened. Retirement is about to do me in, Charles, and I, you know, I ran at well, not 100 miles an hour up until the time up until this past September, but I was working about 20 to 24 hours a week. But the killer was getting up in the morning. You know, I was up at 4:45, somewhere around there, because we had to be in the house around 6:15 to getting ready for the day. But at any rate, I'm getting used to it. It's kind of nice, not absolutely having to get up. I still wake up at dark 30. I can't help that. I was just conditioned to do that for so long. I am starting to travel a little bit. I'm heading down to Fort Myers. I'm going to drive down because I'm going to make multiple stops. Actually, I'm going down to see Greg Christophus. He was a year behind us. He graduated in '63, and we were Boy Scouts and altar boys together, and Explorer Scouts, and in school at Chapel Hill, and I was best man in this wedding, and I'm his son's godfather. I'm sorry, I'm his son's godfather. So I'm going to go down and see him, and go down and along the way, I'm going to stop in Amelia Island to see some relatives, in Jacksonville, Norman Beach, to see some people that I used to work for, and see a graduate school classmate in Deltona, just north of Orlando. So I'm just going to take my time, and I don't know, probably take about a week or 10 days and just meander my way down there. But other than that, yeah, Julie's not interested in stopping and seeing some of my friends and relatives. Plus, we have a little house mouse that's about 12 and a half years old, and little Nipsey, and she's a little 8-pound toy poodle, and kind of demanding, actually. And as you well know, anyone who's ever had a pet, they control, you know, they run the house, and they control you, and actually in this case we sleep in her bed. Well, it's true.
And Bill, what I found is yield to it. Don't have a fight about it. Just acknowledge they run the house.
Exactly right. But that's about it. So nothing eventful.
I don't know why we're getting all this feedback.
Yeah, feedback.
Yeah.
Getting it from somewhere. But anyway, we'll try that. Maybe it's me. I don't know. I've got a new computer, and I might be the source of the problem.
We got cut off, but we're back.
I don't know where to plug this in.
I like the matching outfits.
Yes. Larry.
Yeah, they're always coordinated.
He looked down and I said, you don't really want to wear that, do you? It was not planned.
It's not planned.
I promise.
Not planned.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, your scarf is even coordinated with a wall hanging behind you.
But we always also match Charles Biggs.
You always what?
Charles Biggs. Charles, he's got.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Didn't y'all get the memo?
Oh, yeah. Wait, and
Y'all didn't get the memo?
and Susan Scarborough.
And
Y'all-
Susan too, yes.
I got pink on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you not get the menu, everybody else?
No, I didn't get it.
Well,
Charles,
Yeah.
excuse me. One thing I forgot, Joan. I was not aware that your husband was the hospital chaplain. I've known him a long time.
Oh, okay.
And as it turns out, you live not far from us. We live
right.
up here on the front end of the subdivision, and you're on the perimeter road, is what I call it.
That's right. It is.
Well, let's see, Tip and Larry. What else do you have to report?
Well, what was happening that y'all were talking about dogs, and my dog got jealous and he started raising a ruckus and throwing toys around. So I got confused. So Larry will have to talk to you.
We're doing the same thing. We have been freed up somewhat. We feel like with 2 shots, and we're beginning to venture out and do a few things. We have rented a house at Rodant on the Outer Bank for the last week of June. Last week of June to take the whole family. We haven't been with the whole family for quite a while.
Very nice.
So we're really looking forward to that.
This next weekend we're meeting some friends from Denver that Larry knew in the Army. We see them about every 4 years or something like that, but it has been some intervals of like 20 years. But so we're real excited. We're meeting them in Gatlinburg. They're coming to see relatives. So that's 2 exciting things that we're going to do. Yeah.
I think my invitation to Rodanthe got lost in the mail.
Oh, I must have sent it to the wrong address.
Well, resend it then. I'll be waiting for it. I can get there.
Yeah, you know the way. You know the way.
That's fine. You can.
It'd be pretty easy for Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just drop off on the way to Florida, right? Or back.
Right.
Coming back. Well, Joyce, what's going on with you? You're a first timer here. Are you kind of getting accustomed to what we're doing here?
Well, I've been watching y'all. I've been watching you before. Nothing much happening in Eden, I'll tell you. I'm a widow, and I live with a new kitten named Lily, and she runs the house already. But, you know, I've lived in Eden since 1966, and Jim and I built this house in 79, so I've been in the house 40 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
But nothing interesting for sure.
I've been wanting to ask you about your mother.
Yeah.
What did she teach math?
She taught science.
Science, okay.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think she grew up in the same area that my mother did, around
Ramsey Street,
Apex, Green Hope, in that area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my dad was in that area too.
Right. Yeah, your dad, I guess.
My dad, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they were both teachers.
We loved your mother. We talked about her so much.
Yeah, she
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, my Jim's mother, Ernestine Fisher, taught across the hall from she taught us Latin in the 9th grade, if y'all had Latin. But I don't do anything. I just bored to tears and very lonely, but I need to get out of this house because it's too big now. Those of you that don't know, I lost my husband and my little girl in a car accident in 1986. And then I remarried, and my second husband died in 2013. So it's just the kitty and me now. But we survived. But I don't like it. But you know, I went down to see Ken and Eileen's place, but it seems like I'm just not ready to be there yet. But it is absolutely gorgeous where they are.
Where are they? Yes.
Joyce, how are your roses doing?
They're coming. They're at Twin Oaks. My roses have buds, and they don't have black spot yet, so that's something. But all I do is work in the yard, and I cook some, and that's about all I do. Very boring.
Joyce, I'm gonna ask you one other thing. Leah Smith, you lived in the same neighborhood with her.
Yeah, on the same street. Yeah.
Yeah, she was my sweetheart at one time.
Who was
I
it?
just wonder if you knew where she was.
No, I don't, but she was wonderful. She and I used to sing duets all the time. The funeral home would call and my mother would say, "Of course you'll sing." So Leah and I always sang together.
It's wonderful.
She was very talented. She really was.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Yeah,
Well,
we all
good to see
had-
y'all too.
Yeah.
Well, you have access to the internet, right? Of course you do.
Oh yeah.
Go to YouTube and look up a couple young ladies called the Mona Lisa Twins. They're two young girls. They're twins and very talented. I think you'd enjoy their music. Mona Lisa Twins.
Okay. Well, I love to
Susan.
sing. I just
Yeah.
don't. I
Yeah,
sing at church. Of course, we've only been back to church now about a month.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. And
We've been outside all summer.
we-
So now the choir's getting back together.
We watch a lot of movies here, and I saw a really cute one the other day. It's called the Boynton Beach Club, and it's on Amazon Prime. It is filled with senior humor. So, and it's about a lady who has lost her husband, and about the events that happen after that. It's very, very funny. It's with Diane Carroll and Brenda Vaccaro. Very funny movie. I think you'd enjoy it.
Well, good.
Yeah, give it a try. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Susan, what's going on with you? How's it like?
About the same, but I'm like everybody else. I'm just about to be turned loose, and it's going to be Katie bar the door because I don't like being shut up all winter because I'm by myself. And then on top of everything else, I lost my 9-year-old black pug to cancer in February, and it's been so hard to try to get used to living without a pet in the house. I've always had one.
Just go to the shelter.
And all of those dogs are large dogs, and I need a lap dog or something that won't knock me down, or that sort of thing. And I don't know if I'm going to try to get enough. I just haven't made up my mind if I'm going to be able to retrain a puppy or whatever.
Oh, you can do it.
Yeah, I'll see. My son wants to drag me across the United States on a train this summer, so I decided I wouldn't do anything until to see if I lived through that. It ought to be very interesting because I've been on YouTube and the little cots are about that big, and none of us are turning 10 except for the 13-year-old. So I don't know how we're gonna get another one up on the top bunk. So it ought to be interesting. If I live through it, I might contemplate and get another dog. I don't know, but I'm doing okay, and it's great to see everybody. I almost forgot. I got out in the yard and forgot about the time.
Susan.
Yes.
Well, I want Susan one more time, just for me and Larry. Please say what your daddy used to call you when you were a little girl. That big long word.
Mary Martha Magdalene.
Mary Martha Magdalene, Susan Anna Banana Green, Dusenberry, Strawberry.
That's right.
Wow. Mary Magdalene something.
Mary Martha Magdalene, Susan Anna Banana Green, Dusenberry, Skorberensky.
That's right. And her daddy used to hypnotize us down at the beach, and he really could do it. It was really a fun
Really?
Yeah. Yes. He would do that for us. It was fun.
That was a long time ago. He's been gone
It was,
since 1967.
The pink skunk. And the pink skunk.
Yeah, Skunk Hollow. I tried my best to get Mary Gray to come on. I think she's done some Zoom with her church group, and I called her again yesterday, and she had 100 excuses. I think it just boils down that she's she's not interested in doing computer stuff. So I won't bother anymore. I talk to her about once every month or 2 months or something like that, and she seems to be doing well, but she's not too interested in computer stuff.
Who?
Mary Gray.
Mary Grace.
Yeah.
Is she in Raleigh?
Yes.
Yeah.
She is.
I sent an email to 10 residents of Fayetteville, some of which were on the reunion planning committee, and asked them why they don't participate. And I didn't get a single response.
Really?
Really?
Not a
I think
single
they're
response.
scared of it or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I just think that, you know, Ray Ussery used to tell me, because we tried to do a 55-year reunion. After the 50-year reunion, people were so enthusiastic, and they were coming up to me and say, let's do this next year. Let's do this every year. And we tried to do it at 55 and couldn't get the interest. It didn't really, economically, it didn't money out. And what Ray said was that, you know, people kind of check that off their
Bucket list.
Bucket list at 50 years. So I've done that, I'm done with it, and I'm not interested anymore. They're just not interested. So that's what I'm assuming. I mean, there's a very small group of people like us that are interested in continuing to communicate and connect, but most people just don't want to be bobbed out. Now, this last video, when I posted it, we got 78 views of that video. So there's interest, there's curiosity, but people just don't go that next step.
They want to see what we look like, but they don't want to show us what they look like.
They want to see but not be seen.
I keep trying, I keep reaching out, but it just doesn't work. So if anybody's got a solution, let me know. Okay, Stanley. What's up with you? They burning down Kenosha yet, or?
Well, they've gotten brave and started rebuilding. No, it's kind of calmed down up here. They're still having protests every weekend down at the courthouse, and the news media still covers all 10 people that are protesting. The policeman that did the shooting, they found him not responsible in a negligent way. He was following his training and responding to a guy pulling a knife. So that started another way. But no, we can go out now. We don't have to worry about it. It's opened back up. Kenosha's a wonderful place to live, especially in the summertime. It's right on Lake Michigan. And there's always festivals going on, and they're repetitive. Every Thursday night, every Wednesday night, every Tuesday night, you go somewhere and hear music, see people. So they've started back. On a personal note, we went out for the first time week before last to a restaurant to eat in over a year, and haven't been brave enough to go back. But we did go out that one time. And we went at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because we figured they wouldn't be busy, and they weren't. So the plan worked out great. So we're still recovering, and got a new van, so we're trying to break that in now. Not new as in 2021, but new to us for my wife in her wheelchair. So she's improving. That means I've got less to do as a caregiver, and life's good. And we're contemplating some of what Ken and his wife have done recently, and Ken, I might be trying to talk to you offline just to find out how you've made a decision to do that. We vacillate terribly back and forth. I don't want to leave the house yet. We need to. Your life's good. Good to see everybody. I hadn't seen Joyce, and I don't know when. I've not seen Sue, and I don't know when. And so it's great just to see them again.
Oh, God.
It brings back all kinds of memories. What have you? And so got a little Ramsey Street representation today.
Stanley, I'm glad to see you. I hadn't seen you in forever.
Where are you living?
Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Oh, man.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so, no, my mother passed a couple of years ago at a month shy of 103. And so we were going down
Oh,
to
wow.
Fayetteville. Yeah, we were going down to Fayetteville with some regularity. She was over at Carolina Inn, and so I talked to my sister the other day, my older sister. And we both are having the same pull. We feel like we need to go back to Fayetteville, but there's nobody to go back to see in Fayetteville. Maybe Bill or Rick will host us. I don't know. But we, it's kind of like, need to go home. I want to go home and eat. I had a cantaloupe for breakfast, and I'm going to go out to Hudson Bay for seafood and down to Carolina Beach. I'm hungry. I want to go back to East North Carolina to eat.
Well, it's always interesting to go back now since things have changed so much back in Fayetteville. Roads have changed, just different.
I really want to go to that ball field downtown, see a baseball game.
Nice.
Watching baseball in Sears parking lot.
It's very nice.
It is nice there, yeah, no, we rode past it from the last time when I was in Fayetteville. We rode past it outside, and it looked like it was a nice facility.
Charles, speaking of change in Fayetteville, Charles, you ought to go out to Fort Bragg now. It looks like the Jetsons, all the with the bypass around it and the flyovers, and it's very, very confusing.
Get off real quick.
Stan, Stan, I just sent you, excuse me, in the chat, I just sent you my email address.
Thanks, Ken. Thank you. I will be in touch.
Okay.
I want to ask Sue personally about Columbia, South Carolina. I've always heard that's a great place to live. But are you still living in Columbia?
I am. I'm in Columbia. I've been here since 1969, and right now I've got one daughter that lives 3 doors down, and another daughter that's going to live on the street behind me in a couple of months. So I'm probably here.
Yeah, you're probably there. Yeah.
Do you know Catherine McMillan? She is in Columbia now.
I do know Catherine. I have not seen Catherine in Columbia. Of all things, when I left Fayetteville, I went to nursing in Florence, South Carolina, and I ran into Catherine on the streets of Florence, South Carolina. But I haven't seen.
She lives on the golf course there. She married an older man who just died within the last couple of years. And I know Jimmy Harris has been calling her, talking to her some. So, you know, Jimmy just lost his wife last year. So, but anyway, her name is Kathy Aaron. And I've got her telephone number, but I haven't talked to her in the last year or so.
I'm really happy to see you, Sue.
Thank you. It's
y'all. I haven't seen you. I mean, you haven't been to the other one. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. I planned to go to the 50th reunion. My husband died a couple of months before that. And I just couldn't make that.
Yeah, I got it. So. Y'all do know the Kentucky Derby's on right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it.
You have any money on the race? You have any money on the race? No. I don't either.
I just like to look at the hats and all the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's fine.
All the stars.
It would be fun to go, I think.
I'd love to go.
It would be.
Well, we can all wear a hat next time.
Ken McAdams, what's up with you, man?
Well, so the last time we talked, I had one white cabinet behind me, and now I have 2. That's a big deal.
Yeah. Got everything out of the boxes?
No. So one of those white cabinets was in Eileen's quilting room, which is really a dining room, but we don't dine there, and we don't invite people to come into it to eat, because she does her quilting there. It's really nice. And she decided she needed a different cabinet set up, so she gave me the second white cabinet. By the way, on this cabinet here, You see all those hearts?
Yes,
Yeah.
That's something that she gave me one Valentine's Day. It's a string of hearts, and they're like they have sayings like the candy hearts for Valentine's, and it was on a string, and she had it across the mirror in the bathroom. Yeah, she surprised me with that one day, Valentine's Day. She's that way. So we actually took our first real trip into a grocery store, and with masks. So we did that. We have been using curbside at Harris Teeter. They do an excellent job of it, curbside here in Burlington. And so we did that. We went to the metropolis of Graham and ate outside at Witt's Custard, and we had some custard outside. And we were planning a trip, just kind of thinking about it. Her mother lives in Florida at a retirement community there in Atlantic Beach. And so we're thinking about maybe doing a trip down there in June. We would drive. We're not into flying yet. If we were into flying, we would come out to see Bill.
You're welcome anytime, Ken. Just let us know when you're ready to come.
Okay, I know. See, Bill knows this, but I used to be in the language school in Monterey, the military language school.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. They taught me Czech.
Oh.
And as a result of that, I ended up, I did not go to Vietnam. I ended up in Germany on the Czech border.
Were you SF?
Pardon?
Or were you SF or military intelligence?
Not well. It was. It wasn't directly MI. It was. I can't remember what we were called now. But all the linguists basically were under NSA.
Oh, okay, all right.
And so we were listening to military radio
transmissions,
and translating.
Right.
So I don't remember much Czech. I had to learn German because I lived in a little village that had at the time about 300 people, and that was a good thing. Turned out to be a good thing for me because I had never been outside of North Carolina much, and boy, the Army made sure I did that. So anyway, so where I was stationed in Monterey is close to where Bill lives, and
walking distance. Walking distance.
Oh yeah, that was great, and I loved walking down to Fisherman's Wharf and or Cannery Row, I mean, and also the pier there where all the restaurants were and the fresh seafood. Anyway, those were good times. So anything else?
No, that's been our excitement, moving furniture and eating custard outside and going into the grocery store.
Simple pleasures.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, we've been, Texas opened up early and we've been open for quite a while. You couldn't even tell there was a pandemic going on. We're still getting between 2,000 and 3,000 new cases every day. And in spite of the therapeutics and the vaccine, people are still dying. But we've come a long way, and it seems like we're beating this thing down. It's just that we're not quite there yet. So I think there's still reason to be cautious. You've got your vaccine, that's fine, but there's still people walking around that's got the disease, so you can still get it. You may not die from it, but you'll get very sick.
With friends like you, who needs enemies?
And Charles, on that happy thought,
I'm
gonna have to sign off. Sorry to miss a few of the stories, but great seeing everybody and best wishes.
Good to see you.
Bill, let me ask you something real quick. Is the Presidio in Monterey?
Yeah.
What's that?
The Presidio, is that?
It is.
Okay.
It's in Monterey.
San Diego.
The Defense Language Institute is straddled between Monterey. It's mostly Monterey, but touches Pacific Road.
Okay.
We're a thriving metropolis of 2.7 square miles.
Good to see you, Bill. God bless
Yeah.
you.
Take care, Bill.
Take care, folks.
Tell
Bye-bye.
Shara hello for us.
You bet.
Joan, what's up with you?
Well, it's similar things. Things are opening up, and we've gotten our shots, and we'll be going to a condo in Myrtle Beach next week or the following week, and that's the first time we've been down there. We didn't go last summer because it was just too much of a hot spot, but we found a couple of places we could kind of hide away with the family over the summer and everything, but we're doing well. I did see in the paper this week, I don't know if y'all knew that Linda Holder died. Yeah, Raspberry, William Bill Raspberry's wife. And
Oh, wow.
there was no, it was on, I guess, Wednesday, and there wasn't any obituary yet, so.
There was not.
Is her husband Bill still living?
I don't know. That's what I said. I hadn't seen the obituary. It's it was in when we've had other friends that have died, but it's a more old age than COVID. You know, it older than us.
Did you see that in the Fayetteville paper?
Yes.
Okay.
Fayetteville Observer.
Okay.
And Jernigan Warren is the funeral home.
The funeral home.
But thanks for letting me know. I'll post that to the class. When Ray Usry was around, I used to get a lot of, he used to forward me a lot of information, and some other classmates have done so as well. But whenever anyone hears of a passing of a classmate, let me know so I can post it. I always look for an obituary to confirm that, because I've gotten some reports of people passing that weren't dead. So.
Uh-oh. Well, it was in the paper, and but I hadn't seen the obituary yet.
Yeah.
So.
It's hold on, I'm looking at it now. It was April the 27th. Let me see if it comes up. Yeah, 77 years old. Linda was born survived by her daughter, Sarah Raspberry, preceded in death by her husband, William Raspberry.
Yeah.
God bless her. I didn't see that one. Wow.
Okay. Anything else, Joan?
No, that's about it.
That's it? Okay.
No, you have a very nice husband, by the way. I would see him a lot. I would see him a lot in the pre-op holding area.
Yeah, praying with people.
We prayed together a lot.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Okay. What is up with you?
Yeah, well, we're finally going to take our first road trip in 3 weeks to our daughters in Greensboro. We had just got a new car when all this broke down. So we've got 3 cars sitting in the driveway. They only go to grocery store and church. You know, we're taking it out finally. Our other daughter's going to come in from Virginia. We haven't not been in person. One daughter in Greensboro since the start. The other one's come home twice for a quick visit. You know, separated and all. We both had our shot and going well. Like I said, our one daughter is just getting over having a very severe case of COVID, not in the hospital, but she was down 2 weeks. She's up and about now and she'll be back to work. And everything our governor, anyone, he's at Columbia, you know, our governor's opened the state pretty much, said masks aren't mandated anymore, and they're opening up, I think, a little fast for some things. Our numbers aren't down that much.
You're in North Carolina, aren't you?
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay.
Somerville, right outside of Charleston, about 40 minutes outside of Charleston. We've been here for 42 years now.
Yeah, I've never been to Charleston. I understand it's beautiful. I'd like to go someday.
It is a beautiful place.
It is.
It is. Wonderful.
A lot of good restaurants.
Yeah.
And they're just starting to get more festivals going. That's one thing we've missed. We usually have like 6 charity events to go every year, and they're bringing them back now. But still, I'm not wanting to get into
quite yet.
I'll go to church, I'll go to the grocery store, but I think they're opening up in time, it seems, right? Columbia has been, right?
Kay,
Yes.
Kay, did you know any Snyders in Somerville? Marcia and Paul Snyder?
That name rings a bell.
Yeah.
We knew a Snyder in Vacaville, California, Paul Snyder. Was he ever, there was a Paul Snyder out there when we lived out there.
Yeah, well, he was out there with DuPont doing contract work for them. He retired from DuPont and then did contract work for DuPont. What was that area, honey, that they lived in Somerville? No, she can't. She can't remember, Kay, but the next time I'll try to remember and tell you.
No.
Okay. Mary Davis, back to you.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything else to say?
I made my first road trip about the week before Easter, all the way to Fayetteville and back in one day.
Only one day.
I went to see my sister because she's been locked down since, last March.
How's she doing?
I had a 30-minute visit.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Did you say your sister's in Rocky Mount, Mary Davis?
She's in Fayetteville.
Okay, all right.
She's at Carolina in Fayetteville.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Mary, are you biking any?
No,
No biking yet.
Toby kind of took care of that.
Yeah.
Is that going to open up soon?
It was great for the first month or so when there was no traffic out. But since then, everything's changed.
Well, when you're outside like that, it seemed like the COVID would go past you.
Yeah, right in your face.
If it all get diluted.
I didn't want to ride with a group of people, and I didn't want to ride by myself. So I was glad when the wise opened up.
Maybe you're back to normal before long.
Hopefully.
Okay. Anybody?
I'm not sure what normal is anymore.
I know what is normal.
I don't know what normal is. It's crazy.
On board.
Well, you know, I think a lot of things are going to change. You know, businesses have learned that you don't have to conduct business in person. I know my son. My son is regional manager with a medical supply company, and where they provide surgical supplies, and they would go into the operating room and help the doctors use the products, tell them how to use the products, and they're not allowed in the operating room any longer. So their business is now conducted virtually, and I think a lot of things are going to change. A lot of these business trips that people take or have taken in the past, they've learned how to get around that, and things are going to change. I think at least for a while. I don't know how long.
A lot of office space is not going to ever be used again, I think.
Come again?
I said a lot of office space is probably not going to ever be used.
You see it everywhere. You drive around all these businesses, offices, and office space being closed. I would hate to be a real estate owner right now.
Commercial real estate,
Yeah, and
oh boy.
One of our sons is in advertising, and he works in Greensboro. But they have a 3-story building, and they employ 300 people. And of those 300 people, there are about 10 in the building now, and they're just the printing people.
Yeah.
So all the artists, et cetera, are at home. And, you know, I think they'll be there for a while.
Yeah, I had to call in for technical support for some application, and the girl was working from home. I heard this rooster crowing in the background. And turns out she was staying with her grandfather.
That's the new normal.
Eileen and I used to work at SAS and Cary, and what they've done is they've pretty much told a lot of their employees are still working from home or other places, and they've told people that if they want to come in, they can come in and work, but they can't group departments together, that your department will be scattered around campus, and that if you're at home and you don't want to come in, you will lose your office, and you can never go back to campus to get an office. So it makes you think that they've got plans for the unused building spaces, which they have a lot of.
Wow.
Well, Ken, I have a cousin, Mark Parker, who works up there in Raleigh and has, I think he's with SAS now, but he's worked with Red Hat in the past, and he works for the government. You don't know him by any chance, do you, Mark Parker?
No.
Okay. Richard.
Isn't the CEO or the owner of SAS, isn't he married to a girl from Fayetteville? Is it SAS I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
Is it Goodnight? Is that the last name?
Yes.
That's him.
Dan Goodnight, Jim and Ann.
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah.
Rick, is she from Fayetteville? Was she from Fayetteville, Rick?
Yes.
Oh.
And
did not know that.
Richard.
That's what I thought.
Rick, I think you're the only one we haven't got an update from.
Well, I don't really know where to start, except, boy, it's really great to see everybody, and I miss seeing everybody at a real reunion. That 50th reunion, Charles, as you know, I just thought that was just fantastic. You and Mary Gray and everybody else that was involved in that did a marvelous job. We got our shots for COVID relatively early. We got the Pfizer shots, and I don't know that we've really been subdued that much. We were in the process of changing churches when COVID hit. We did go to Village on McPherson Church Road, and now we're going to Cedar Falls. I guess one bit of news is I have an exercise ministry at Village, and we were about 2 weeks short of being 13 months away from not doing anything. And for me, it was about 45 pounds worth. And most of the other exercisers, it's the same thing. So we're back doing it with our masks on still, until the governor says we can take them off. But we do have social distancing. It's a really great exercise class. We do hatha yoga. And my wife, Ann, who goes at 125 miles an hour to my 20, we're getting ready to take a break from all her gardening and her ducks, her geese, her chickens, and turkeys and everything. And we're going to hop in our new car and go to the Virginia wine country, where the first love of my life is going to turn 90 years old. And I say the first love of my life with my tongue in cheek. She and her sister Audrey took me for a ride in their convertible. She was 22 and I was 10, and I fell madly in love. She lives in actually in Capitol Hill, in Kissinger's old townhome there. Her husband was Senator John Schmitz, and they have a place there, and then they have a place in Virginia, and I can't think of the name of it. It's the wine area in Virginia, and that's where they're having the party. Y'all please pray for me, because her son asked me to sing the Our Father a cappella to begin the birthday celebration.
We are.
And I started doing that. My mother did that for funerals, and I started doing that for funerals in our family. And unfortunately, Mary Ethel heard me sing that for my mother. So please say a prayer for me. That'll be next Friday. So other than that, then we're going to leave there and we're going to go to Geneva on the Lake, Ohio. Has anybody ever heard of that?
No.
No. Well, it's outside of Cleveland. It's in between Cleveland and Ashtabula. And that's where my mother was from. And her dad, my grandfather, had a pharmacy up there for 68 years, and it's part of the Ohio history, whatever you call it. And so my one cousin is the only person who lives there, and she owns it, and she turned it into a consignment gift shop with a soda shop, an old-fashioned soda shop like Grandpa had in the drugstore. So that's going to be fun. Ann has never been there, so that'll be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So I guess that's about all that's going on in our life.
That's a lot. You're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks now like everybody's pretty busy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What, Mary, you are muted, so we cannot hear you.
Now I'm okay. I'm going to say good night to everybody. I know it's early, but that's who I am.
I think you're have perfect timing. I think we're done.
Good.
Yeah, I think you're
Great
right.
to see everybody. I love seeing
Great
you.
to see you.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again in 3 months.
Take care, all. Thank you, Ken.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Charles.
Bye.
Great to see y'all.
Everybody.
Bye.